And we're off to the races. Ladies and gentlemen, super thrilled to be hanging out with the rock star. Anytime I'm around any kind of rock influence of any sort, I turn into a deviant. I love rock and roll. I grew up in SoCal, a lot of punk rock influences. I was friends with a couple people in big punk bands. I love rock and roll. It runs through my veins. I written a couple songs myself. So I'm excited anytime I have rockers in the house. Not that long ago, we had a group of rock stars as well. So I'm excited. This one channels Laney Staley, man, almost got this look to him. Alice in Chains, right? But no. This guy is unbelievable. He is true to the name, man. A Diablo, a rock star in every facet of the name possible. My man hails from Las Vegas, repping Las Vegas, the one and only CJ Shaman.
Yeah,
What
Jim,
is
what's up,
up?
my man?
I am truly excited to have you on, dude, because
Hell yeah.
man, I tell you, bro, like it's unbelievable. I had this band not long ago, Sweet Corvette and the Baby Goats, friends of mine and stuff. I love rock and roll, bro.
Right on,
I
hell yeah.
piss, I eat, I fucking snort rock and roll, rock, punk, anything metal and country,
Hell
which
yeah.
is
Same here.
unbelievable because I'm just talking basically of you are the embodiment of all these genres all kind of fused together as it were. Um,
Absolutely.
you grew up in northern Arizona and now you rep LA, Vegas, right? Las Vegas.
Yeah, I come from a little town in Arizona called Chino Valley, in between Phoenix and Flagstaff. Cool little agricultural hick town, but even though it's this small little, like, kind of like a little redneck town, like
It's good stuff, bro.
there's a special energy there, man, and wouldn't
Yeah.
have wanted to grow up anywhere else because truly made me who I am today.
That's right. You're absolutely right, my man. We definitely everything has to do with where we hail from, and that dirt spits you out, man, and we're not letting you go back down, bro, because you're
Oh
gonna
no,
rock
hell
out with
yeah.
the cock out.
Fuck yeah, that's how you do it. But yeah, I
Uh,
love LA. I spent a lot of time in LA. Like LA has always felt like home to me whenever I'm there. And obviously,
yeah,
LA is, it's Babylon, Hollywood. It's like it's the the energy of rock and roll, like the pulse of rock and roll that lives in LA. I feel like it's like a little bit dormant right now, but I'm fucking
Mhm.
here to awaken that. So
Yeah,
let's fucking go.
man. I gotta tell you, when I was watching you on stage, there's this presence, the formidable, like this fucking energy. You can feel it. It's palpable through the screen. I was
Oh yeah.
watching that. Some of your stuff. It's, hey man, you're really always on, dude. Like just firing on all cylinders. It seems every time, right?
Oh
And
yeah,
one of the
absolutely.
one of the things I noticed though is the persona, like you as a rock star, because you put on the shades and it was over. I saw that, but prior to that, there's this other. I'm imagining there's always a duality to man, right? And
Oh
but I
totally.
think also to you, like when the lights go off, so to speak, and you're off stage, there's a different presence to you. Am I right?
Yeah, I'd say so. I'm kind of soft spoken and maybe a little bit shy, super chill. I'm kind of a loner, but you
Yeah.
put me on stage and this whole thing just awakens, and I'm not even sure where it comes from or how I channel it, but I can always count on it to be there and it always shows up. So it's
Wait,
magical. It's one of the reasons why this is so addicting is because there's a supernatural force at play that is
yeah.
unexplainable.
And it begs the question. It's a good segue to the name CJ. I imagine is your first and last name, initials to your first and last name, and Shaman is the shaman thing because of the fact that you're almost like super spiritual and there's this like thing about you that's electrifying, or
You got
how did the name come about?
Absolutely. So CJ is my first and middle initial. So my name is Carl Jacob. And
Okay.
my grandpa, when I was a young kid, used to call me CJ. He's the only one who's ever called me CJ. No one's ever called me that. And mostly it came about like in public type settings when people would ask me my name or Starbucks or wherever, like, what's your name? And I'd be like, Carl. everyone would always get it wrong, like literally all the time. They'd call me Carol, Crawl, everything but Carl. So I was like, dude, I need to figure this
Oh,
out. Like, I'll just be CJ. It's CJ. And then so it just kind of stuck. And then I came up with the moniker CJ Shaman just because, like, one of my main like idols and role models from the time I was a child was Jim Morrison. So he introduced me to what a shaman actually is, and I started
okay.
to study shamans and shamanic rituals and everything they're about. And I realized that's, as a frontman, as a rock singer, when you go on stage and you want to captivate the crowd and bring them on this journey with you,
Mhm.
you are a shaman. So, I'm the shaman
All
of
right.
rock and roll. So I'm
I
CJ
love
Shaman
it,
for
dude.
sure.
That is fantastic. And
Oh, yeah.
now, the name of your band, is it Shaman? Because it should be Shaman, dude.
Oh,
For
no,
real.
totally. That'd be sick.
That'd be
Definitely.
sick,
So,
right?
So
Like,
the band that's playing with me right now, we just literally got together just the other day. Like my producer, John Schreffler, is a well-known
love it, bro. Yeah.
Hollywood musician. Works for Shooter
Mhm.
Jennings, Duff
Fuck yeah.
McKagan. He's played on like all sorts of stuff. He's a legend, and he
Totally.
he's right now like my main permanent band member. And sometimes you got to change the lineups depending on who's available and who's around. But yeah, the band I just played with the other night, that was the first time we jammed out. And man, like I'm telling
Wow.
you, I'm a
That's
shaman. So
explosive.
brought all that shit together. We vibed. It's like we had been playing together for years. And that was literally our first performance where, there again, there's magic in there. There's a
Yeah,
supernatural force that just like when you're on stage with these guys, you all become one. You know what I mean? It's beautiful.
totally. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
it's a monolith, kind of like a rock,
Oh,
as it
yeah.
were,
Yeah.
powerful fucking energy. It's
Fuck yeah.
magic took over the air. I love it. So your music channels classic energy, like 70s, 80s, and 90s, right? I mean, you
Oh, yeah,
also look
totally.
somewhat like Laney Stanley, bro, like from Alice in Chains. When I first saw you, I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah,
um
I actually get compared to him and Scott Weiland a lot, like
Dude, fuck
Ian
yeah,
Astbury from
dude.
Nicole a lot. Like I mean, I grew up like a teenager throughout the '90s and was like a little kid in the '80s.
Me
My
too.
family was very musical, so I grew up a lot on like country music, but also like just the cool '80s pop music. Like the '80s was full of such amazing, entertaining, colorful, like badass, fun, happy music, and I vibe with all that. I vibe with country music, especially like old school outlaw country music of the '70s, like
Oh yeah.
Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, like those kind of bands, like Creedence Clearwater Revival. There sort of this
PCR. Mhm.
country rock band. So
Southern
the dude
rock.
like James Brown, Ray Charles, Bob Marley, Sublime, Social Distortion, Rancid, the Ramones. Like all the American music, whether it's rock and roll, gospel, hip hop, even uh, country, like
I
I
got my
like
hair sticking out, bro. It's
it's
sanding everywhere. It's
it's
fucking
all the
unbelievable.
same, dude. It just depends on the delivery, your energy. Like we're all different people. There's billions of people on the planet, all walking to the beat of our own drum. But underneath, we're all the same. And what I'm trying to do with my music and my style is show you that all the genres are all the same. It just depends on how you deliver it. So I can take like
Wow.
an old classic country song, but when I sing it, that shit's fucking rock and roll, man. And to show people like, hey, you don't think you like country, but wait till I perform it for you because it's just rock and roll, baby. It's just
It's
rock and roll.
otherworldly, man. It
Yeah,
really is. You're gonna bring this whole other energy, and it's gonna take it elsewhere. And it's great because at the end of the day, that's what's music. It's almost like art. It is art, in the eyes of the beholder. Here you are, like people with ears and listening
absolutely.
to wow, this music is unbelievable. The way this guy did, and then the way this guy took it elsewhere. It reminds you of that Garfunkel, Simon Garfunkel jam, that one guy, down with the sickness, lead singer to that band. This, oh God, what's the name of the song? He took that song, and fuck it, took it elsewhere, dude. Like I
Oh
was
yeah.
like the sound of silence. I think.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
my
Totally.
God, dude, you
Oh
heard
yeah.
that shit's a billion views. And rightly so. I mean, so this is your energy when you put it. This is what I meant. Like when I saw that, I saw the people you're talking about. I grew up in them just like you, and a teenager in the '90s. I listened to a lot of glam rock. My favorite band was always Led Zeppelin, but I didn't
Oh yeah.
stop there. I went from that to like punk, the Misfits, and TSOL and Social D, and like rockabilly, psychobilly. all this
Oh yeah,
stuff,
I love
that's
it.
country music. It's really country music, the hillbilly country music, with infused with fucking punk, dude. And it's like, and then you slap a bass or a cello, it's like, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
and it's unbelievable. I love what you just said. It really is like that,
Oh yeah.
And
Like I got this song called Country Boy, and literally one of the lyrics is, "Oh, I'm a country boy that likes to rock and roll. Like I was born in the country, I grew up on a farm, but
Mhm.
and I vibe with that, but I always was just more rock and roll than that." So it's just like, dude, it's
That's
just like
badass.
I'm a
Um,
cowboy that just likes to rock and roll, man.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, 100%, dude. I love it. I love
Yeah.
your energy and your vibe. Your new album is talking about El Diablo de Ocho. This is
Yeah.
the Devil of
Devil of
Eight.
Eight.
Wow,
So
dude.
it's a very important album. This is the most personal album I've ever put out because it's literally inspired by, I've lost like three very important people to me in the past couple of years. I lost my childhood best friend who
Sorry to
actually
hear that,
used to be we used to be in a band together, and a couple of the songs off the album are actually songs that we co-wrote together that would have been on our album, but he passed away. And so I took it upon myself to make sure I kept those songs alive and recorded them with my current producer and wanted them to be on this album. And then the actual title track off the album, El Diablo, uh, my brother-in-law, who I was very close with, and he was very much into like, the Misfits and Danzig and like dark metal. He was very intelligent, loved
bro.
reading up on black magic and the occult and all those things. And so he always had this nickname that I gave him, El Diablo. And so when he passed a few
Yeah.
weeks later, this song just literally came to me. And so I wanted to honor him and use it as the lead track off the album and name the album after him. So the song El Diablo is actually, it's a metaphor and it's up to many interpretations, but it's literally about him and inspired by him. And he struggled in life with addiction and things like that. But just as an amazing person who didn't really get a fair shake. And I wanted to really honor his life and do something really special for him by creating this song for him. So,
Hats off to you, man. I'm super
hell yeah.
sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Uh, so the music video for Diablo is like visually striking, right? It's
Oh,
just
dude, it's so badass. Like, I couldn't be happier with that video. Like, didn't even really have, I had a basic idea of how I wanted it to turn out, and me and the videographer basically just let it kind of organically happen on the fly. Like we picked the locations, I picked all the outfits and the fashion, and we had a basic idea, and then it just sort of all fell into place like naturally. And as an artist, like that's how I like things to work. I feel that I'm just like a conduit, and this stuff already wants to happen, and I'm just here to be the messenger to bring it. You
the
know what I mean?
purveyor of it.
Exactly.
Fantastic, dude. Like, wow.
With all my
Um,
music too, and like all my influences, like there's so much music that I don't want to get lost or people to forget about. So I'm going to keep it alive. I'm like the museum of rock and roll. And like, even though I make my own songs and create my own songs, I'm always going to preserve what inspired me and make sure I play it to people so they know where I'm coming from. And so that they may not know it exists. And I want to make sure that they get introduced to it because it's so fucking cool.
so tell me about some of your like first bands you joined. What was that like? I mean, a lot of people, the BTS, so to speak, behind the scenes when you're trying to like start a band. You mentioned like to trying to get everybody on board. It's kind of difficult when you start a band. Like people have different various things going on in their life, so it's hard to get a band together, as it were,
Yeah.
fundamentally. How was it? How was it starting a band when you first started one way back when? Like, did you start one in high school
Oh yeah,
or?
totally. So I was lucky enough. Me and my buddies in our little town had this sort of little punk rock gang. Like at our school, you got the jocks, you got the cowboys, and you got the skaters and the stoners, and then like the preppies and stuff. And so I was a part of that stoner punk, like skater kind of like the deadbeat ruffian crew. You know what I mean? And luckily, all of us were like all musically inclined. Like all my friends in high school all either played drums or guitar or bass, and they actually had a punk rock band. And I was just kind of their buddy who like supported them, went to all their shows, carried all the gear, like started the mosh pits, really hyped everyone up, and kind of was more of a shy kid who wanted to grow up to be this, to be a rock star. But I always sort of like kept that kind of secret and just kind of supported my friends. And as I got older, they'd be jamming out, and I'd be like, "Hey, can I come in there and like let's jam some Sweet Home Alabama or some Doors songs or some Sublime?" And I'd kind of like sit in with them and jam around. And then their project sort of like kind of went kaput and kind of turned into my project.
Get
And
it.
we would play house parties and things like that.
So
And
it
then
melded into one thing,
yeah, and
basically.
I was kind of the most ambitious out of all those guys. So I kind of like left them and I moved down to Phoenix and started a band called Mecca. And I was basically going for like a psychedelic rock band, but with like a punk edge, like a punk kind of more like hardcore energy, but my
Is that
subject matter that I sing about is very like kind of spiritual, you know what I mean? So I was going for
you mean
that. And that last,
like a Jimi Hendrix, as it were, but like with the punk rhythm? Would
yeah,
you say? Yeah.
totally. And
Um.
so, and
Mhm.
when you're young, it's hard to be in a band. Like, you know, I've always had ambitions to make it, to be known worldwide. And most of the people who I were aligned with
Wow.
were
Okay.
not into that. You know, they were just like, I don't want that attention. I don't have that much ambition. So it's basically taken me about 20 years to align myself with people that have the ambition and the work ethic and the passion that I have to really do this. So it's
Wow.
super hard. This is like a 1 in 100 million type of fucking thing that I'm doing right here.
You are CJ. It sounds to me like you were born to be a rock and roller, and
Yeah.
you were just born for that. There's no plan B, right?
No, not at
No
all. It's
plan
this
B
or
for you.
nothing.
Yep. Do or die.
No fucking quitting. You can't beat me. I can't be stopped. I'm like the Terminator. I'm just going to keep coming. You're going to have to throw me in a pit of fire to destroy me.
And even then, you might not.
No, totally. I'll come
You
back
might
like
just
a
come back
phoenix.
part two, like a
Yeah,
phoenix out of the
yeah,
ashes.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
let me ask you your journey creatively. Do you find, yeah, as you're trying to carve your way through the industry and emerge as an emerging artist, do you find what are some of the challenges you find along the way?
Um, People in this day and age are jaded, I think, and overwhelmed with all the content that is in the
Mhm.
world there to entertain us, whether it's movies, social media, television series. Like there's so many choices now. Like you and me back in the 90s, getting to go to a show or going out and buying a CD or going and renting a DVD, that was like pretty exciting stuff. And now people don't
Yeah,
do that anymore. There's so much right at your fingertips. And so I definitely think people have been oversaturated with entertainment. Uh, in that same way, it's like quantity over quality. And
right.
so I think people would actually like less choices and trade that in for better choices. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
so,
Hey,
um,
it's CJ. I don't mean to interrupt, but it's like, and you can continue on what you're saying, but it's much like, isn't it like when you go find a property per se, you find a house, but then the realtor is not good at what he does, so he gives you a plethora of places to go visit, right?
yeah,
And you're like, well, what the fuck? Your mind boggled. Like, what do I do? You're racking your brain. You go here, there, there. But if you just limit it to maybe two or three, you know, the
oh yeah,
anxiety wouldn't be there, and you just choose between the three because now you've kind of compartmentalized in your head. This is all I have
yeah,
as a choice.
you're absolutely right for sure. So,
Go ahead.
I you know, I think people deep down, like I said, we're all connected. I think we're all searching for something sacred. We're searching for something to connect us to that childlike feeling of like that wonderment of like, and I don't want to bring up that this can make people feel uncomfortable sometimes, but like, whatever you want to call it, God or the universe, people want to know, are we alone? Is there something out there? Is my intuition, is that inner voice in my head, is that something or is it nothing? I think we're all kind of searching for like a bit of magic in this world. There's something that seems abnormal, something that you can't describe in words that's just like special. And like that's what I want to give people with my music or when they see a performance. I want them to feel like they got something special. Like I was really trying to connect with you and show you something special and not just like a run of the mill, like,
Yeah.
entertainment.
That's great, dude. I mean, that
Yeah.
already it sounds promising, and I tell people that I venture to tell it's safe to say that if you haven't heard CJ Man Shaman, you're missing out. And
Oh yeah.
once you do, you tap in, you're not gonna be able to fucking stop that. You know, it's like not being able to put down a book. You know what I mean? A
Oh
good
yeah.
book. It's just that kind of a magic that the music conveys, or it's like a conduit, like you said. You're a conduit that just generates this pretty cool magic on stage. Also, too, like I think it's great because it also transcends generations, you know, meaning the older crowd cannot say, "Oh shit, this is when I used to wonder if it went like a little faster, wouldn't it be? Oh my god, this is what it would be like." So I really like
Yeah.
this guy because in the recesses of your brain, like and shit. Sometimes you're listening to some like I'll listen to, you know, what's that Tiny Dancer or whatever
Oh
song
yeah.
from,
Elton
and
John.
you think right, and you think at some point where's the fucking drums, dude? Like,
Yeah.
this is the part where should have gone, and
Yeah.
it's not there. And
Yeah.
you wonder, what if somebody would redo it? Now, what
Yeah.
would that be like?
Definitely.
And this is the generational thing, what I mean,
Yeah.
where, I mean, people are going to be like, older people are going to be into you as well. And that's what's great. I'm talking about like six people that love the 60s and
Oh
70s
yeah.
that grew up without that. So our parents and whatnot. So let me ask you though, what are the what okay, so let's see, let's hypothetically speaking, you're going into, let's say, a desert right now, right? And obviously you live in Vegas, but
Yeah.
um
I'm already in the desert.
no pun intended. You go out in the desert in the middle of nothing, as it were, like the way we used to characterize deserts. There's nothing, not even
Yeah.
camels. And you have to take 3 albums, dude, classic rock albums. What bands would you bring with you, or what LPs? Or you know what? Forget that. Let's just say off the top, any album. What would you bring with you?
What would I bring
And now
with
we're
me?
talking vinyls. You would
Vinyl.
somehow be able to play this with you, but now you're going to be in the middle of the desert with the record player. What would you be playing? What would you bring with you?
I would bring The Doors, L.A. Woman. I
Okay,
would. I would bring. Wow. Such a.
it's a tough one, right? You talk
It
about
is a tough one.
saturation with music. We listen to all kinds of stuff.
I would. I would bring Judas Priest, British Steel,
Oh wow!
and then I'd bring probably. I'm really into the hip hop artist Yellow Wolf, and I'd
Oh,
probably
very
bring
cool.
his album Mudmouth. Those 3 albums. If I only had to pick three, and yeah, that's what I'd pick probably.
Okay, and if you could share the stage with anyone in the past who's obviously now gone but not forgotten, beloved rock star from the old days, who would it be?
Elvis. Elvis is the man, dude. He was my first love when I was like 5 years old. My mom was a big Elvis fan, so he's pretty much my introduction to music. And I used to slick my hair back and try to have sideburns, like when I was like a little kid, and like I'd be out there with the broomstick and the little stereo, like playing air guitar with the broomstick, singing along with Elvis, and I'd go to school like kind of trying to be Elvis, and kids at school would kind of make fun of me and think I was weird because I was trying to be Elvis, and I was just like, so yeah,
This
Elvis
is
is definitely the guy who got this all started.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, you're absolutely right with the shaking and whatnot, and it was pure rock and roll. We took the blues and a few other black folk music and just
Yep, you
wow.
take the black gospel blues and you mix it with the immigrant folk music from like Scotland and Ireland that came
Mhm.
over and they settled into the Appalachian Mountains and created that hillbilly music, but it's based off of old Celtic folk music. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that spirituality from the black culture
it's
from the
beautiful.
South of coming up with that spooky, beautiful African gospel music. It's the
Yeah,
same soul. is us white boys with our folk music from
Yeah.
Europe talking about it's all yearning for home. It's yearning for
Right.
wherever you came from.
That's beautifully said, bro. CJ, it's unbelievable. You're very wise, and it's so cool that you're very insightful when it comes to music and
Well, thank you,
probably
Jim.
life, as it is. We got to hang out sometime when you come down to LA.
Oh, dude,
What
I
would
love that.
yeah, we'll go down to a place where supposedly Elvis used to hang with, and I actually have a friend who, she was the, I guess, not the love child, but I guess she wasn't considered his daughter on paper.
Oh, wow.
Deborah Presley. Um, she was. I actually interviewed her. It's a great interview. It's up on in the archives.
Oh, dude,
Deborah
I'll go check it
Presley.
out.
Check it out. What's something like fans would be probably surprised them to learn about you?
That I'm a pretty good cook and I'm a great father and I love animals. Like I love cats. I mean, all animals, but I got two cats and a pet duck and they
That's
honestly mean everything to me. And the duck I have used to have a little partner with her that passed away. And now
oh,
this little duck, she's about 10, 12 years old. So in duck years, she's like 150 or something. But that duck follows me around everywhere like I'm its whole world. And I don't know, there's something really cute and special about it that I like. So I'm a big softie. I love animals. I love people. I love to cook. I'm a great, loyal friend. Like, I don't do drugs. I don't drink.
wow,
I'm
dude, that is
but I'm
crazy.
wild as fuck, dude. I am like the life of the party. If people want to do all that stuff around me, it doesn't bother me. But I personally like, and I used to do all that stuff, you know what I mean? But to be this person that I need to be and to be as great as I need to be, like, I have to, treat my body like a temple so I can be this badass and bring to all of you what I want to show you. You know what I mean? I have to be like an athlete. I got to be like Michael Jordan to do this shit. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's impressive, dude. When you're talking, it reminds me a lot of Kid Rock. You see, channel a lot of Kid Rock.
Oh,
You
dude,
know,
like I love Kid Rock. I love
yeah,
his energy and what he just, there's music of his I definitely vibe with, but just him as a person,
yeah, as
if
a
me and
person,
Kid Rock were to meet, dude, we'd hit it off right off the bat,
totally.
guaranteed.
What's your favorite song to perform?
My favorite song to perform of my own songs would probably be Crazy, right off my new album, El Diablo del Ocho. It's just like so fun. It reminds me of like a song that would be on a soundtrack for like the Karate Kid or Rocky or even like the series Cobra Kai. It just has such cool, fun energy that's like, let's turn this into a workout montage. Like, so that's probably my favorite current song to perform. And then as far as like other people's songs, like I really love to perform Judas Priest Breaking the Law. Ricky Martin's La Vida Loca. We do super rockabilly rock and roll
Oh,
style,
I
and
love it.
you won't see it coming. And then everyone in the band is like, dude, I didn't know fucking Ricky Martin could be so fucking cool. And it's like, yeah, dude, just got to
Yeah.
make that shit rock and roll. So I really like performing that one as well.
As the old adage says, if it doesn't rock, it doesn't roll, and you sure know how to rock and roll, baby.
I will thank you, Jim.
CJ, I wanted to just be. I'm super grateful. It's crazy, but we're almost all out of time. I want to. I've asked you some great questions that single-handedly I thought about as I was sifting through and perusing through a lot of the videos you have that are really remarkable. You're doing a lot of great things. I have to ask you if you could, if you could change anything about the current climate of the music industry as a whole, what would it be and why?
The music industry right now is really asking a lot of its artists. They're asking the artist to be not only the artist that is making the content, but you have to be the one that promotes the content. You have to be your own manager. You have to be your own agent. You have to be your own PR person. You have to be in charge of booking your own shows, getting all the fans to show up. And they don't want to do anything, but then they want you to do it all. And then they want a piece of it after you do all that. And I feel like back in the day, in the heydays of rock and roll, the 60s, 70s, and 80s, these clubs and these promoters used to find talent, bring them into the clubs, and then promote them and promote their clubs. And then people are like, hey, this club, I know when you go on a Friday and a Saturday night to, like, say, the Whiskey in Hollywood, it's going to be happening. There's going to be cool people there. There's going to be hot chicks. There's going to be cool bands. Let's go there. It doesn't matter who's going to be there. It's going to be cool. And then they go and then say, I'm there. And then they're like, dude, we went to the Whiskey this weekend and CJ Shaman was there and it was fucking badass. And I'm going to go to his next show. And then, like, you could work together, like the promoters and the promoter has to give the talent a chance to show what they got. And then if they're worthy, then work together to make something cool happen, instead of being like, I could be the greatest thing ever, but a club or a promoter is just going to be like, I may not know personally enough people to bring 100 people out to the club or to sell 100 tickets. Maybe I'm just like this loner guy who spends all my time on working on my craft. So how am I supposed to be able to bring like 1,000 people to your club? It's like, that's your job. This is your club. You're the promoter. You hire me to come in and be the talent and the entertainment, and I'll fucking kill it for you. But you got to help out in some kind of way. And I feel like the relationship between clubs, promoters, and artists has really been severed to the point where the artist just has to do every single thing on their own. And if they're not able to do it to the expectations of the club or the promoter right off the bat, they won't even take you seriously. And you could be, Lady Gaga or Michael Jackson or frickin' Beyonce, but they're not even going to give you a chance unless your social media is just like blowing up, without their help. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I feel like those guys need to like start like nurturing artists more and helping out. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, and I'll do whatever I have to do. If I have to like walk through fire to do this, then that's what I'll do.
Yeah, I hear you. I channel and echo your feelings about it, and most importantly, because nowadays it seems like people will write the coattails of those that are more influential in social media, that the influencers with lots of clout and lots of stock, and those are the ones that are being taken more into account, because those are the ones that are going to be able to generate more eyeballs, and that's what's important for them. So I'd like to see the restructure of that, and the infrastructure kind of change the whole matrix, as it were. CJ, you said children, right? You have children?
Yeah, actually, I have one daughter. She's almost 17, Marilyn. She's the light of my life.
Yeah, that's
She's
beautiful.
named after Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What a great name. I'm sure she must be amazing. And would
she's
you allow
such an inspiration to me. Like she loves music, and she is actually such an inspiration and reinvigorated my lust for like so much cool like 70s and 80s music that she got into, that reminded me of like, oh yeah, like I forgot like
I
all
forgot
about
about
that.
that
Like,
band.
holy shit. Like, and it's such a big influence on me. It really is.
Dude, that is fucking crazy, dude. Like what you just finished saying is so true. My son will like deep dive and go into the confinements of like all the nooks and crannies of old, vaults of music bands that are not even like. One day he's like, oh, check out this band, and it's uh armor guard or armor something.
Yeah.
And then he goes, check this band out, Dad. You must have missed this band, Wasp. And I'm like, oh my god, I haven't heard Wasp in like forever, dude. I used to be.
Oh, dude, my daughter loves Wasp. Wacky Lawless.
Yeah, fucking crazy, right? And it's like you start getting into like, once again, you're like, oh, thanks for reminding me, and then you start listening to it and stuff, and you're like,
Oh yeah,
dude,
the younger generation is really gonna come through. I think people aren't gonna see them coming, but they are looking back to the archives, because I think are kind of like, they hear all these cool stories about the 80s and the 90s, and they're kind of like, well, I kind of want to put my phone down and like revisit some of that and see how you guys lived, because you make it sound so cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I feel like they're going
old
back.
souls. They're like old souls, and you and I are like younger. We're trying to figure out what the new kids are listening to.
Yeah,
the new kids are stuck in the 60s and 70s.
Oh yeah, so cool.
Archival music. But hey, CJ, it's been nothing but great talking to you. Up and coming like performances that you're having with your band, or also let's talk about real quick your track. Where can we listen to it, and then your social media handles.
Okay, so Instagram, CJ underscore Shaman is my Instagram account. And just go to Spotify, CJ Shaman. All my songs are on there. The brand new album is on there, El Diablo del Ocho, featuring the title track, El Diablo. The music video for El Diablo is on YouTube right now, CJ Shaman. My label is currently working on some things and some marketing rollouts that take a little bit more time, but here in the next few months, the El Diablo single is really going to get some strong worldwide promotion from the
Sure.
FUGA marketing rollout plan. And my record label is Bentley Records, and they distribute all my stuff digitally. And there's some big things working behind the scenes right now, and everything's kind of a work in progress with as far as like the next shows are concerned. But the next show will most likely be at the Whiskey A Go Go in Hollywood in the coming months.
I'm super excited, looking forward to that, man. And
Oh
then,
yeah.
yeah, maybe I'm thinking at some point I'm just gonna have a big mixer at the studio house that I have in Reseda, where I do some in studio stuff. It's vintage. It's really cool. It's got a lot of it's gone through a lot. Apparently,
Yeah.
once you come in, it's been through it, and since the 1950s, it's got this really weird vibe.
Goats
That's
are
cool.
there.
You don't like it? We could all just have a mixture and just bring all the different rock stars that I've met that are
Oh, dude,
coming
I would
up, and
love that.
you guys can mingle. It'd be fantastic. So
Yeah,
we're
I'll be
definitely
there.
going to do that, ladies and gentlemen. CJ Shaman, look out for his stuff. Listen to his new song El Diablo, Diablo del Ocho.
Yes.
That's my show, my man. It's great talking to you. Had nothing but a blast. Keep on rocking in the free world.
Thank you, Jim. It was a pleasure. Take care.
God bless. Take care.